Today, you took the floor and made an announcement on behalf of the government of Cuba regarding intentions to join or to accede to the Convention on Cluster Munitions. Can you speak on that, please?
The Cuban authorities are in the process of completing the legal requirement necessary for the Cuba accession to the Convention. And we hope that this constitutional internal legal requirement will be complete as soon as possible.
This is great news. What has been the motivation, if you can speak on that, to Cuba joining now the Convention on Cluster Munitions?
Well, I think the motivation is clearly consistent with the principal position of Cuba on this issue of cluster munition. Traditionally, Cuba has strongly supported the total prohibition and elimination of cluster munitions on the basis that those weapons are not consistent with the principles and norms of international humanitarian law.
Okay. Cuba has spoken strongly, with strong language in the past, on the interpretive issues in the Convention on Cluster Munitions. Can you maybe say a word or two about that, please?
Well, we have expressed some concerns regarding certain ambiguities and limitations that characterize some of the provisions of the Convention. For example, in terms of definitions, the definition of cluster weapons contained in the Convention does not totally prohibit all cluster munitions. And we consider that all cluster munitions, including those with self-deactivation mechanism should be prohibited. Also, we are concerned regarding the ambiguity of Article 21 of the Convention, particularly because we heard some of the states parties arguing that when they are participating in joint military operations, the prohibition of assistance described in Article 1 is not valid in that context. Cuba does not share that interpretation. We think that the prohibition of assistance should be implemented in all contexts.
So does that mean that we can expect an announcement this year that Cuba is planning to host the next meeting of states parties in La Habana?
Well, I think probably a lot of states parties are interested in hosting future meetings, but you never know. But we are always ready to welcome states parties to celebrate some meetings in Havana.
Ambassador, thank you again for your time.
You're welcome.